learned something really interesting about myself last week. I spent the day with a bunch of horses, as you do. And what I learned was that when I react the way I normally react to being triggered, whether I'm triggered because I feel like I'm being ignored, or I feel like I'm being rejected, or I've just looked at my bank account and it scared the hell out of me, whatever the trigger is, my usual response is to just freeze up, tense, prepare for impact. My face gets tight, my stomach pulls in, my shoulders hunch up, my knees lock. I just go into battle mode. And what I realized is that when I go into battle mode, horses are scared of me. They'll shy away. They don't want to be near that. But when I relax and just let everything sort of soften, so, I can breathe easily and my knees are bent and I'm just sort of able to move. I'm not so stiff that I'll break at the first sharp motion. Then, the horses wanted to be near me. One even came up and kissed me. He came up and nuzzled me right here. I'd never been kissed by a horse before. And it was really interesting because I realized that my MO my entire life when I'm triggered, which is fairly often, I'm sorry to say, is that I just tense up and, then I freeze. And there's no motion when you've frozen, and there's no way to move through the thing that's hitting you. And when you're frozen, you can't react, you can't flow, you can't do the thing you need to do to move past whatever it is that's just hurt you or made you have some feeling or, has brought up some fear in you. And so I'm realizing that my instinctual reaction to triggers has been holding me back in a really big way. And so now, every time something hits me, I'm trying to notice where that reaction is in my body. Did I just stiffen up? Am I holding myself tightly? Am I not breathing? Am I not getting enough oxygen into my body? And I'm trying to, adjust how I respond to triggers, physically. And I'm hoping that as I learn to respond differently to triggers in a physical way, that'll translate into flowing with things better in general. So, this is something that didn't even occur to me until recently, just last week, and I'm 35 years old. So I think a lot of people maybe don't look at how they respond to things that hurt them or trigger them in some way. So my question for you would be, how do you respond when something triggers you? And is there some way that you can shift that response so that you handle triggers differently? It could change a lot of things for you. I think it's changing things for me.